Well, the story is going to have a tragic ending, unfortunately. We're going to have a dollar crisis and a sovereign debt crisis. The Fed is going to print money until the dollar collapses.
What happens if a man who predicted the 2008 market crisis says something worse than that is coming? Well, Peter Schiff, the founder, CEO, and chief economist at Euro-Pacific Asset Management, has revealed more than he should have said. He's the man who had predicted the 2008 crash, and now he's implicitly giving signs of yet another crisis. When someone like him says the upcoming crisis will be worse than the last, it must be taken seriously. For months, economists and billionaire investors have hinted at possible crises, but nobody explained things as openly as Peter Schiff did. He himself was quite uncomfortable while explaining what was coming, which, in his opinion, was more frightening than what happened in 2008. But what will happen, and what should people do to protect their money? Let's listen to Peter Schiff, because he just revealed a lot.
Well, first of all, I also called all the inflation that we're experiencing, and it actually has its origins to the 2008 financial crisis, because what the government did in response to that crisis, QE1, QE2, QE3, all of that, plus what we did during COVID, that is the source of all this inflation. And it's going to continue to get worse as long as we continue to run these massive deficits. We're running a $2 trillion a year and rising debt. And this is going to lead to much higher inflation in the future than what we've experienced in the past. And I think that the decline in the CPI is over. We bottomed out 2 months ago at 3% year over year. Now we're at 3.7% and rising. And I think inflation is going to be a much bigger problem in 2024 than it was in 2023.
Well, in just a single month, the U.S. national debt has increased by $1 trillion, crossing $33 trillion, a new height that we never saw before. It's because the U.S. government is in deficit and is spending more than it's supposed to. That's why most economists, including Peter Schiff, have said that the U.S. government itself is preparing a recipe to bankrupt the country. But that's just part of the problem. Peter Schiff revealed that inflation has reached new heights, making it difficult for Americans to afford things. In return, this has provoked the Fed to increase interest rates to an abnormal level, and that too instantly. Due to this, people are defaulting on their loans and mortgages. Comparing this with what happened in 2008, the market crashed because banks could not handle a percentage of defaulting mortgages. The rest were being paid. But now, as interest rates have increased, the percentage of mortgages that cannot be paid is increasing, and will be more than in 2008. In 2008, the mortgage delinquency rate increased to 28%, but now it will surpass that percentage, according to Peter Schiff. Yet, things will get nastier than this. Listen to what Peter Schiff said.
And in fact, the spiral actually is worse because the increasing interest rates actually contribute to the rise in the CPI, because interest rates are a price, and it's a very important price for a lot of companies. Just like labor and rents and raw materials, companies borrow money to conduct their business, to make capital investments, to expand. A lot of these companies have taken on debt over the years, and now the cost of servicing that debt has risen sharply. I think it will continue to rise. And so businesses need to pass on these higher interest rates to their customers in the form of higher consumer prices. So every time the Fed raises rates, it puts more upward pressure on the CPI.
As the U.S. national debt increases, it shows that the government is spending more. To cover that, it has to print more money, which, in turn, creates more inflation. Again, to manage this inflation, interest rates are increased. But this makes paying back the loans expensive and increases government spending, because things are expensive for the government too. So, again, more money is printed, and this spiral continues. According to Peter Schiff, this will reach an abnormal level in 2024, when an economic disaster will be inevitable. But guess what? A housing and banking crisis will join this economic disaster.
But the problem is when the price goes down, the banks are in a lot of trouble because that's the collateral for these loans. But why this is a bigger financial crisis now than in 2008, it's the banks are losing money on all the mortgages, even the mortgages where people are paying. Back in '08, it was only the defaulted mortgages that were a problem. Now all of them are a problem because the banks are only earning, 3%, 4% on these mortgages, but the cost of money is now 5.5%. So the banks lose money on every mortgage that's being paid. So the entire banking system is completely insolvent, and commercial real estate is an unmitigated disaster. Now, we just had the bankruptcy of WeWork. It took a while, but that's going to put a lot of office space on the market. It's already depressed. It's oversupplied. Commercial real estate prices are being cut in half, and the banks have huge losses.
Peter Schiff explained the very basic dilemma the banks are now in. He said that banks will not go bankrupt because of defaulted mortgages this time. Rather than normal mortgages are worsening things for banks. Yes, even if mortgages are being paid, they don't make a difference in avoiding a banking crisis. Let's try to understand that. Earlier, when interest rates were abnormally low, people took mortgages at, let's say, 3% interest rates. Even if the current 30-year fixed mortgage rate is 8%, people still pay 3%. However, banks that use money offered by the government at current interest rates have to pay more for that money. This is creating a growing deficit, which the banks are struggling with. But they cannot avoid that for long, and eventually it will end in a banking crisis. At the same time, real estate prices are going down, and the market has a high supply of houses. Commercial real estate prices have been cut by half in some states, and Morgan Stanley analysts have predicted the price to decline by 40% this year. That's when one asks, what should be done to keep the money safe? Well, listen to what Peter Schiff said about that.
Well, just got to recognize that the inflation tax is going to keep going up, and to avoid it or mitigate it, you got to get out of U.S. dollars. Don't leave your money in the bank. Don't leave it in treasuries or any kind of dollar-denominated bond. You should be buying gold and silver as an alternative store of value, and you should be investing in real assets. That's what I'm helping my clients do at Your Pacific Asset Management. Invest abroad in income-producing foreign stocks, investments that will maintain their real value and deliver incomes that will preserve purchasing power so you can stay even or one step ahead of inflation.
Yes, as inflation is on the rise and this will continue, holding the US dollar or assets tied to it will be disastrous. That's when gold and other assets whose value can appreciate over time come in. Instead of allowing your money to get devalued, this money can be converted into assets like gold or dividend-paying stocks. But as we focus more on protection than making money, gold is the #1 choice, according to Peter Schiff. No matter what happens in the world, whether there's a banking, economic, housing crisis, or a war, the price of gold will appreciate over time. It's an asset you can keep and touch, unlike money, which is just paper. Gold has existed for thousands of years, whether we're talking about ancient Greece, Egypt, China, or Babylon. Wars, disasters, and conflicts happened, but gold stayed, and its value never declined. Do you agree with what Peter Schiff said? Would you like to protect your money and not take any risks? If you want to watch more videos like this one, which explains the crux of economic and financial subjects that affect you, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.